Hello, Lifers. It's Jason Love with Jason Loves Life. And I'm here again with the wonderful, possibly slightly awkward Leah Love.
Not for long, I guess.
And I really want to make a note that if you have comments for next week, I want to try to do this again next week and kind of see how it goes. The last one was great, and we got some great questions. Put them in the comments at the bottom right of this video, and we'll answer them the next week. And some of you already did that, so I appreciate it. And then I grabbed a couple from other questions that were in the comments, so just make sure we have plenty of questions. Before we go, we did hit 250,000 views total on our channel, and we did a video on that, and I just want to say thank you. And we had Going Gerbert, the family at Going Gerbert congratulated us, Nina at No Filter Nina, Priscilla, who's part of the Fathering Autism Tribe, Rhonda, and Lorraine from the Jim Carrey Online. I just want to say thank you for the congratulations. We're very excited, and it's a milestone I was surprised we hit so quickly. And I also want to thank Libby and Marilu for commenting on last week's, just to say that they liked us talking together.
Oh, that's nice.
Even though I feel like I do most of the talking.
You do.
Well, once we get into questions, you'll be doing probably more. So we'll go ahead and jump into first question is from Francisca. And she was talking, she shared her story, so if you want to read that, it's in the comments, but I'm going to cut it down to, she asked about potty training. So she asked if we got started and what do we do. So I'll let you tackle this one.
Potty training is difficult and irritating because he doesn't want to go. He has his therapists, and they go at set times, and he'll just go with that. But once they're gone, it's me going, come on, let's go. He's not having any of it, so I get sporadic potty times at best, unless I can give him a sucker or promise him game time.
Yeah, I think, and she's having issues with transitions as well. We have a little bit of, it's a little bit easier for us because we have the ABA therapist, and Frumkin has been learning he has transition issues still, but it helps that it's part of a normal routine, his routine, and so I think it does help to have some type of motivator, but also that can become a distraction as well. So like, because he gets a reward for going potty, so if you give him a reward, so if you say, once in a while I've been throwing in ice cream once in a while. I haven't done it for potty.
See, that's why he keeps asking for ice cream.
But yeah, now he asks for ice cream all the time, and
that's annoying.
And I've only done it a couple.
Ice cream.
I've only done it once. Although we gave him ice cream today for Father's Day as part of we all got
ice cream.
So that can become an issue if you do try to reward him just for going, because then you have to then reward him for going, and then he'll expect that reward.
And instead of just like giving him a gummy bear when he goes pee-pee on the potty, which his sister gets mad about because I'm trying to potty train Pumpkin at the same time as Pumpkin, and she gets mad because she doesn't get a gummy bear.
But she doesn't. We can give her gummy bears if she goes. But
she goes, but she never has. Right. She never goes.
She hasn't made that connection. And ironically, Francisca also has a 4-year-old who's autistic and a 2-year-old girl who they're trying to potty, kind of like us, we were trying to potty train them at the same time. So you're probably having. That's one of the issues if you give a treat is.
Yeah, she doesn't understand what it's for. I'm extra irritated at the process because all Pumpkin wants to do is sit down and instantly ask for toilet paper, more toilet paper, and then get up and run away. No interest or no understanding of how the potty is actually supposed to work.
We got video of her not actually going, but we did a video a while back where she did go to the potty. At least you telling, and I think it was mostly you telling the story. Do you remember?
No.
When Pumpkin went in the potty, she actually got worried, like she had done something, like it was an accident.
Well, because I was super excited.
Yeah.
I went, ah! And she sometimes has trouble understanding that laughter is not a bad thing. Because sometimes when I laugh, she gets upset and starts crying about it. So when I make an excited face, she thinks that something's wrong.
Yeah, and I think she just wasn't used. She didn't really understand the potty,
Yeah.
so she thought something was wrong.
Something was wrong.
So I think the suggestion I would give, and something that we probably should work on too, is coming up with a way to make it into a routine. Again, it helps that we have ABA, so they sort of make the routine, and then they make it. We fit it in there. Yeah.
I kind of want to set a timer that will go off every hour, but I know that will get very annoying.
Yeah, but
and it's not practical when we're out and about.
Yeah, I think that would help, though. I think that's a good example, too, that would help, but it's not always practical. So it's one of those things that, it's worth a try. Just figure it out a way. Frumpkin right now is obsessed with timers, too. I think because of potty training.
He's never asked me about the timers.
Oh, so he's just obsessed with them. So he likes to see them. He'll talk about timers. Anything with like a countdown. So if he sees the camera, I have that where he'll see like the counting. He'll say timer.
Yeah, he likes to count down the last few seconds of his potty time.
So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I know it's not. Again, it's a pain. You can hear what we're trying and what is working, but we're trying to figure this out as well. So take it for what it is. So then the next question was about, did you guys consider center-based ABA versus at home? And we didn't really get an option.
No, it wasn't an option. He goes once a week now to a place where a lot of children go with their therapists. Actually, the first day was last week, and a lot of his therapists were there with other children, but
Yes.
a bunch of the therapists were together in one room.
And when you mean last week, it means like literally 3 or 4 days ago. So
Yeah.
he's only done it once, but they're 2 separate days. So,
Yeah.
And she asked why. And this was, by the way, this is she asked a question last week. Marie Ski, so that's how we pronounce it. Yeah, which is kind of cool. Cool. Ski's a nickname that she got. Anyways,
Mariski.
Marie Ski. Yeah, okay, yeah, Marie Ski.
You can hear him crying.
Can you go? I'll go check it out. So then the second part was, if you had a choice, which one would you choose? Because we didn't have a choice.
Oh, center or home? It depends on, because we have to be at home. We have to be with him. Someone has to be with him. So if I had to go to a building and stay there all day, that would drive me insane unless they had like a private room with Wi-Fi access. Maybe even then it would drive me insane because I need to be at home at least.
Yeah, I think I would prefer at home if I had to choose one. Even if we didn't have to be there, like if it was like a school setting and we just left him, it'd be hard for me to leave him for a full day. I like the way this is, even though we just started it, in that we have specific places where we take him. Because for the Wednesday, you just drop him off, right?
Yeah, Wednesday is the only day we have to just drop him off and nobody needs to be there. But on Thursdays when we go to the park with everybody, an adult has to be there.
Yeah, and so we still have to be there. And I actually like that because they're going to parks and they're, it's the other one's at like a church or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just at a building. I like the mix only because it gets Frumpkin out of just being at the house all day. Although when they're here, we get out to the parks a lot anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And on Tuesday this week, I'm gonna ask one of our ladies to go to the Y with us.
Yeah. So they go to the Y. They went to the Y a lot before too, so they would go to the Y. Yeah, I think at home, especially if you have those like a variety of places. I also think I'd feel more. Like at home, I feel like I can ask more questions. Like it's slightly, because we're at home. I don't know. I feel like there's a slightly, even though it's weird because you have a stranger at your house.
That is weird.
And eventually, like even when you get to know them, it's a little strange because there's just people who you know them, but you don't know them really well. But at the same time, I feel like I can ask more questions. I can kind of, I don't really do this, but I could in theory, kind of see what's going on a little more. I feel like if it was somewhere else and they took him into another room, you'd be kind of like, okay.
Constantly questioning what's happening when you're not there.
Yeah.
Well, this way I definitely know that there's nothing happening that I don't want to happen.
Right. Hope that
Hope
helps.
that helps.
This one came from a random comment. Wasn't a direct question, but I mentioned Frumpkin having OCD. So would you describe Frumpkin as having OCD?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the exact definition. He doesn't like the fact. because the person brought up watching movies over and over again, and Frumpkin will actually watch the exact same 10 seconds over and over again. And so, and then he'll memorize it.
Yeah, but I do that. Like, I can remember when I had time to watch movies, I would do that.
You would memorize it, but you didn't watch the same 10 seconds.
Yeah, same like chunk of movie over and over again. I had a function on my DVD where it could start at one point and end at another, and I'd just watch that over.
Yeah, like scenes, but like Frumpkin will do, because he has a 10-second skip, so he'll watch 10 seconds, and it's usually
and he'll just go back in 10 seconds, which I would not do. But
it's usually like a phrase, and he thinks it's funny, and usually I try to, I'll sort of, I think it's funny too, even though it's part of his autism, because I just think it's funny, so
it annoys me so much, because it's literally just 10 seconds, 10 seconds of sound, like SpongeBob laughing.
Yeah.
You know, over and over and over and over and over again, you know.
It's usually like a sentence. So one is like, I can't find Rosie. And be like, I can't find Rosie.
I can't find Rosie.
So it's over, and he'll just do that over and over again. And again, I think he thinks it's funny because he usually laughs.
I think it's funny that he just has control over it.
Yeah, I think too. It might be a control thing. If he has OCD, again, I don't know how the exact definition of that. You know, he has some things where he has, you know, like the picnic table thing. He'll always kind of go in the same direction.
Yeah, that's a little odd, I think. But, you know, he's happy with it.
He does it with stairs. Like, he'll go up, and then he turns around and goes back down the stairs. And then, so it depends on the definition. And I don't know. Like, he doesn't really have anxiety around it other than when he has to, like, break that pattern.
Yeah, when we tell him it's time to stop, then he gets mad.
Yeah.
He doesn't break it himself. Like, yeah.
He will sometimes. It's very rare. And when I mean pattern, too, like, I think most people assume when he does stairs, like it's like the exact same. But like when we were at the zoo, he would actually do the stairs differently, or like at one point he was like climbing on the side. So it's not like this like rigid. I have to do this.
Must do it this way.
Right. He still has like play, and I don't know what the exact fascination is, or if he's just getting comfort from it. I'm not really sure, but he definitely has. I think his favorite thing I've noticed, if he can find, is if there's like two sets of stairs where he can kind of like go up. And there's sort of like a circular pattern instead of having to go back the same way. Like he goes crazy. Like he doesn't go crazy for it, but he seems to really.
He responds to it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed lately that he's been avoiding cracks in sidewalks?
I didn't realize that's what he was doing.
Yeah, and in the linoleum he'll walk over the crack.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of I don't know.
Walk over it, jump over it. It might just be fun for him, but he does it a long time. But he's also 4.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
It's hard to say because we're not professionals. We don't know anything.
yeah, I don't know at what point it crosses that line. So another question. Oh, this one was more of a comment, but I wanted to just comment on this comment. It's from Ghoulish Gal, who says, I'm starting to get into the process of trying to get my son evaluated to see if he's on the spectrum, and he's 4, almost 5, so he's Frumpkin's age, and he has a few red flags. So she mentions tantrums for no reason. I would call that I think that one's hard to say if it's a red flag, but the second one she mentioned. Did you want to comment on that?
Well, what is no reason?
Right, exactly. And then kids sort of. I mean, it happens more when you're supposed to be 2. Like that's a normal thing, but 4 is still common to have.
Yeah.
What feels like no reason. Her next one was eye contact avoidance, and I feel like that's like a really big red flag, even though Frumpkin doesn't have that.
He doesn't have that, but that is an autistic marker.
Yeah, and then the other one being. He doesn't understand that things can hurt him, and that's a big one as well.
Constantly running out of the road, and even though my face and my voice are very angry that he's doing that, he doesn't understand that, and he thinks it's funny just to get a reaction out of mommy.
Right, and it kind of makes me wonder too when he does, because he did really well. We went to the park just recently, and I was a little worried because he ran ahead, and I was with Pumpkin, and I didn't bring a stroller or anything, so I had 2 kids who were, you know, basically I had to have hands on to keep. You know, had to keep an eye on them. When they're in the wagon, I don't have to keep an eye on them. So, and Frumpkin ran ahead, but he did stop before the end of the road. But I've also seen him not do that. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what, I guess maybe just being yelled at or...
Yeah, you can't predict what he is or isn't going to do. Just because he stops, it doesn't mean it's because he knows not to stop. It's just because there's a border.
Yeah. Or if that's just the pattern that we've always done.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. It's hard to say at this point, at his age. And then obsessing things that we mentioned, and so So like I assume that means like Frumpkin obsessing about Caillou, and actually someone else commented saying that they were surprised Caillou still was around. But I don't know. I don't know if they're still making new ones or not. But
I don't think they're making new ones. It's just on TV on Amazon, right? Is it on Amazon?
I don't know. I don't know what he watches it on. He must no.
I put it on occasionally. It's either on
Yeah,
it's not on Amazon.
It must be through Amazon, but I don't think it's through Amazon Prime. But anyways, he loves the show. It's kind of interesting what he's interested in and what he likes.
It switches up, so he'll find something else to. It's like he's constantly going, repeating lines from Caillou. Like I'm sure we've said that before, right? And I don't know that he's doing that, so I'm like, we don't have any cookies. And I'm like, who's Rosie?
Yeah. That took a while to figure out that Rosie. And actually, it's interesting to hear it because he pretends that he'll say he's Caillou.
He's Caillou, but he doesn't actually say that. He just calls Pumpkin Rosie.
Yeah.
And then I gather that he is in the role of Caillou.
Yeah, and sometimes it's interesting because I'll think he's like pretending there's another person named Rosie, so he'll be like, "Where's Rosie?" Or he'll say something about Rosie, and then I'll say, "Where's Rosie?" And then he'll point at Pumpkin, and it's sort of funny because I was thinking, "Oh, he's just reading the lines," but now no, he's actually pretending to be.
Yeah, he's play acting, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
But it's slightly confusing because he'll talk about things that are in the cartoons that I haven't seen, like car washes.
Yeah, there's one, and I did watch that one, and I'm actually working on a video. It's just I have to find the time where I have him. It's hard to catch him in video on that because he'll start it, and by the time you start it, he's
done with it.
Or he's already halfway through because some of them are long. Some of them are like a minute and a half.
Yeah, he's learned his lines.
And I want to get one of him. Yeah, you want to get one of him singing He has the
theme song.
The theme song down, so that might be
pretty good.
That's a little bit easier.
I mean, it's not always clear, but he
Right.
has bits of it. You can tell what it is.
Yeah, right. That's his speech and not necessarily like. I assume he's saying the right words.
Well, some of those words he doesn't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So they naturally come out muddled.
That's true. So, well, thanks again. I hope you guys found that helpful. If you found this useful, go ahead and give a thumbs up because it helps other people find the video. Do you have anything you want to say before
No, what he said.
Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then hit the little bell button because that'll let you guys know when we actually put a video up.
Notifications?
Yeah, it's just called notifications.
Notifications.
Yeah. So, all right. As usual, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, if you want your questions answered next week, leave them in the comments below.